Pedantic Pete writes in, isn't the Villages the place that Andrew Cuomo has threatened to move if people don't vote for him as mayor? I don't know if he's going to go to the Villages or if he wants to be closer to Mar-a-Lago. But Andrew Cuomo has laid it down. Understand, if you are a New York City resident and you vote for anybody but Andrew Cuomo, he's going to leave. And it's going to be on you. You're going to be responsible for this guy who otherwise loves New York City. It's in his blood. It's in his heart. He loves New York City.
Right.
And he's going to have to leave if you don't elect him mayor. So think about that. Look at yourself in the mirror. Do you want to be responsible for Andrew Cuomo to have to move out of his house in Westchester, theoretically move into his daughter's place in New York City, and then leave to go to Florida because you just don't want to vote for him?
Think of the logistics involved for him.
Selfish. Selfish is what it is.
Exactly.
Here is Andrew Cuomo. He is campaigning in a synagogue in New York City. No, I'm joking. In the Hamptons.
Oh!
And he's campaigning for New York City mayor in the Hamptons.
As you do.
Which, of course, that's how much he loves New York City. He can't even go there until he's sure that you're going to vote for him. Because otherwise, he's going to have to fly from the Hamptons by helicopter to the airport in Westchester where he lives, and then fly down to Miami where he will set up a new residence. But here he is explaining something that, for some reason, no one on television who talks about this race, no one who's worried about the globalization of intifadas,
and enchiladas.
no one who's worried about the globalization of enchiladas. Nobody's worried about the rise of anti-Semitism. Nobody's worried about the feelings of Jews in New York City. Seem to have mentioned, which is that Andrew Cuomo knows it. The majority of Jews who voted in the New York primary voted for Mamdani.
The primary was a shock to me. I never saw it coming, frankly, and I lost, and it's embarrassing to lose, and it hurts to lose, and the way it happened was even worse, because all the polls had me up 15 points. And all the geniuses say, you're up 15 points, you want to play it safe, and he was nowhere on the radar screen, Mamdani, just nowhere on the radar screen. So we played it safe. I didn't engage him, I didn't debunk him enough, I wasn't aggressive enough, which is really ironic, because all my life I'm too aggressive, I'm too combative, I'm too tough. And then on election day, there was an historic turnout that nobody has ever seen anything like it. There was an explosion of the under 30 vote. Under 30 white socialists who voted 3, 4, 5 times what anyone had ever seen. And that totally changed the numbers.
Pause it for 1 second.
There were about 100,000.
First off, I think he's fibbing a little bit here because it's really under 40. He's trying to make it seem like it's just really young kids.
It's all the kids that these donors, they're like, they might remind them of their kids, like too obsessed with this Palestine thing.
That's who's listening to him right now.
Too interested in like redistributing wealth to make society fair. Doesn't your granddaughter piss you off? Wouldn't you like to take her down a peg?
100%.
Write me a check. Donate to fix the city.
Exactly. When your kids come back from college or your grandkids come back from college and they start talking all this crazy talk.
Yeah. Edward Said this.
Oppressor versus oppressed that. What is...
This is your ticket to get them. Now, the irony is, like, on one hand, it's like all these white people voted for Mamdani, who are the same people who are supposed to be afraid of Mamdani.
Right.
Right? Like but it's really their kids. The kids, they don't know what they're doing. That's why he's got to say under 30, because it's like half a lie. You know, he really wanted to say there was 500,000 19-year-olds who came out and voted for Mamdani, is what he really wants to say.
Because of TikTok.
And also, like, how do you spin historic turnout to be something that's extremely negative? Or how do you spin that you were supposedly up by this much, but you ended up losing by double digits? So that was a multi-double digit, or, you know, a by factor of 2 swing towards him.
Of the Facebooks.
Yes, right.
Sending the kids out with the Facebooks. Go ahead.
Young, under 30, who had never voted before, I lost by 100,000 votes, 400,000 to 500,000. The young people who came out, they were socialists, and they were pro-Palestinian. And I would wager that in that primary, more than 50% of the Jewish people voted for Mamdani. More than 50%. Because with those young people, the under 30 people, they are pro-Palestinian, and they don't consider it being anti-Israel. I am, as you know, 100% supporter of Israel.
Oh, for real?
Oh, yes.
Save us, Andrew.
My granddaughter's insane. She's insane. Have you seen the thing she's wearing when she comes home? Oh. My grandson got a piercing. My grandson got a piercing and a tattoo. Oh, where do I write a check, Mr. Cuomo? God forbid we need to get rid of these HOV lanes on the LIE.
I love that. I love young people came out in historic numbers, which was the thing we were concerned about 6 months ago when it cost us the White House. But now it's a real problem.
They're not believing the giant lie about anti-Zionism that everyone here subscribes to.
Yeah. I mean, so we don't know if we have the numbers on the Jewish vote, but is that the first confirmation that we've heard that he got at least the plurality of Jewish voters?
Well, he says over 50%.
I mean,
amazing.
So there's just
won't change the conversation at CNN at all.
I bet you Cuomo, I bet you it's not like 50-45. I bet you Cuomo also lost Jewish vote to Brad Lander.
Which is just like, there's so many layers of just bigotry about, and it's about both Jews and Muslim people when it comes to this conversation. One, about just like the anti-Semitism, that he must be an anti-Semite because he's brown and because he's Muslim, Mamdani. But two, the assumptions from national pundits about how Jewish voters are going to vote about a city that they also live in, like the rest of the voting population, and would be affected by things like cost of living and rent freezes and free buses in ways that all New Yorkers would be. And that, just because of this one particular issue that is, we're telling you is the only thing that's essential, apparently, to Jewish voters, we're going to assume that Cuomo's going to win by 15 points.
Dave from Jamaica reminds me that Cuomo probably out there slapping fannies and killing grannies.
His two favorite pastimes.
I don't know this. This is a
Did you miss this?
Yeah.
Did you miss this? Matt, were you out?
No, it's just...
How did we not get this? Didn't we play this?
No.
What are you referring to?
Oh, my God.
Oh, Sliwa, yeah.
Oh, we got to play this.
Every day a new case of corruption.
The reference.
Eric Adams is damaged goods.
Oh, here we
Every
go.
day, a new case of corruption in the police department. They believe he's corrupt. Andrew Cuomo is a creep, slapping fannies and killing grannies. Everybody likes Curtis Sliwa. My favorable ratings are the highest in this election.
Oh God, can the
Slapping fannies and killing grannies.
They all talk like Trump too now. Curtis Lee was talking in the third
Well, Curtis
person.
Sliwa has always talked like this. In
Fair
fact,
enough.
Trump learned this stuff largely from Sliwa's, like that ilk of radio talkers. Now, Sliwa, of course, got his start 50 years ago wearing a beret and a red jacket, going around, policing the subways. Here is, do we have more of this talk? Let's listen to more of Cuomo appealing to people's bigotry and their bigotry towards Muslims, their bigotry, also towards like the young people who are taking over the city. I mean,
Fanatical
the guy
nationalism.
is at a synagogue in the Hamptons. Go ahead.
Was with those young people, the under 30 people, they are pro-Palestinian and they don't consider it being anti-Israel. I am, 100% supporter of Israel.
It's crazy. He just says they're pro-Palestinians and they don't consider that to be
No, right, but right, it's not.
Yeah, 'cause
it
it's
actually
not,
isn't.
idiot.
Fine, I'm anti-Israel, right? Or like you can be anti. I'm definitely anti-Israel
I
in what
definitely
they're
am.
doing now. I'm definitely anti-Israel as a ethno-state that is reliant on domination and genocide and apartheid. I'm not anti-Israeli people. I'm yes, what Israel's doing now, but he can't even bring it himself to say anti-Jewish because he just said a second ago that the majority of Jews voted for Mamdani.
But they're young.
Doesn't
They
count.
don't get it.
It's such a disgrace that actually the awakening among young Jews isn't being covered for what it is, like a really redemptive societal action. Instead, it's being treated like some sort of witch
You
hunt.
say that
Yeah.
because you're young too.
Palestinians, and they don't consider it being anti-Israel. I am, 100% supporter of Israel. I went out and I spoke to that.
I represented a war criminal.
I spoke to that everywhere. That's my tradition.
Wouldn't shut up about it?
Before me, I was the most aggressive governor in the United States on behalf of Israel.
Crazy.
I was the first against BDS. We did a number of trade missions back and forth. We have the largest Jewish population outside of Israel, and I was proud to be.
And they voted for Mamdani.
But many, especially younger people, don't consider saying anti-Israel is different than being anti-Semitic. Being anti-Israel to them means anti-Bibi's policies, anti-Israel government policies. And they are. And they are. And they were highly motivated and they came out to vote. And that totally distorted what was expected. And in many ways,
Pause it for a second.
It was
to be able to say, if you don't vote for me, I'm going to move to Florida, is exactly the mindset of someone who says, the fact that people came out and voted in record numbers distorted things.
Right.
There was a
It's a
distortion.
threat to us.
If you eliminate the people who voted for Mamdani, I won the election.
Yeah.
That's the way, that's the thing that nobody talks about. That if you just took away, let's say just took away the Jews who voted for Mamdani, who were young, I won the election. This is a real travesty of justice that has taken place here. Like the idea that the election was distorted. It was distorted. Go ahead.
national wave that has been building. This socialist wave in the Democratic Party, this AOC, Bernie Sanders going across the country, the No Kings, brought out hundreds of thousands of young people.
They were no oligarchs. The no king stuff was independent to them. But
It's also funny that he's not only that he's conflating those, but like, wait a second. The no king is against Trump.
Yes. But they have the same donors.
I'm confused. The 30-year-olds are confusing me. I've had to listen. It's been hard. I'm out here. I had to drive all the way to the Hamptons, or from the helicopter that took me to the Hamptons. And then I had to do the Jews voted for Zohran, but they don't realize that being against Israel or for Palestinians is against Israel, and they don't realize that being against Israel is anti-Semitic. So look at where I've had to go. The Jews voted for Zohran, but they're anti-Semitic.
yeah.
That's not easy. I'm tired, okay? I've done more than I did in the entire campaign just at this pulpit.
Quite a monkey pause.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally saying young Jews don't understand anti-Semitism like I do.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm a Jew. I'm a woman.
I'm a black.
I'm a black.
Muslim.
I'm a
I'm a
Muslim.
lesbian.
I'm a lesbian.
I'm a settler. I am Hamas.
Good.
And that totally distorted what was expected. And in many ways, it was a national wave that has been building.
National wave in
the Democratic Party.
New York primary, incidentally.
There's AOC, Bernie Sanders going across the country. The No Kings brought out hundreds of thousands of young people at rallies all across the country, basically fueled by anti-Trump.
But can you pause it? I'm
anti-Trump
sorry, but when he puts the no kings in there, he's revealing that he's talking honestly to I think a different set of donors now. Yeah. Right? Like, he's expanded to Republican, anybody that's anti and Democratic swell of opposition to either, money or to fascism or to like the genocide in Gaza. It seems like he's lumping them all in because he's now doesn't have that D next to his name. He's going to be an independent, and like, sorry, dude, I'm not going to count my chickens here. But a lot of why establishment Democrats like him are carried through these primary races is because there's a perceived loyalty to the Democratic Party brand. If he does away with that, I don't know.
I would not be surprised if this synagogue in the Hamptons, that their congregation is a Republican congregation.
That's what I'm thinking.
And they could very well have voted for Trump.
And I just found, I was trying to find this, and CNN had an article in the immediate aftermath of the loss about his focus on Israel. And it was just fascinating. Like, Cuomo wouldn't stop sneering at the left, and he stayed on anti-Semitism, the issue he had identified as his own ever since the Proud Italian had started his Never Again Now group last year, collecting checks and never doing much of substance to combat hatred for Jews or build up the support for Israel he said was so important. Some of his aides suspected then that his focus on Mamdani's critique of Israel wasn't working, was perhaps backfiring. So much energy was expended around it, and for what, said one campaign aide. We got lost on an issue that, while important for a lot of people, if they can't afford their rent, they're going to go with the guy talking about their rent. But now it seems like that aide is outside of the campaign because it's like he doesn't have anything to offer.
People. They're not actually speaking to people who can't afford their rent. That's why he's in the Hamptons.
He's speaking to donors because it's a different, like, there are different Democrats that are like trying to win mass support, like Mamdani is, and then there are people trying to manipulate the public via money. And that's the entirety of the Republican Party and a lot of Democrats like Cuomo.
Let's go.
Kings brought out hundreds of thousands of young people at rallies all across the country, basically fueled by anti-Trump. But anti-Trump then fits with socialism, then fits with pro-Palestinian, and he was the perfect vehicle for this under 30 wave of reform and a new reality.
What is he talking about? This dude, honestly, it's like, look, I've been talking for over 3 minutes, and so I am going to get incomprehensible now. I'm moving into the incoherence of my speech.
He's energizing people, which is, everyone hates, I know.
Yeah.
Let's just go, let's wind back to where I said I'm 100% Israel and wrap it up there. Just give me a check.
Were they passing a basket or something at this time? And they're like,
Right,
"Vamp."
he's just like, vamp. Did I say under 30? Those were the people.
By the way, Marco Rubio, Lindsey Graham, and Eric Cantor have all fundraised at this synagogue.
And DeSantis too, right?
Yes.
Lindsey Graham. Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah,
right
and Eric Adams and Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when all the Gaza protests on campus were happening in Minnesota, they like cracked down on them. And it was at the behest of a synagogue that was, all the people who you looked up representing it were huge Republicans.
Right.
But it's Democrats being like, oh, well, we got to fight anti-Semitism. And
I'm just shocked that Cuomo would make appeals to Republicans as a way to tamp down an upswing of Democratic energy. I'm joking. It's because it's exactly what he did with the IDC, except this is for donors, but turning, what people thought they were voting for Democrats into a functionally Republican caucus to hamper progress. That's been his selling point.
There's one party in this country that should speak to working class people's interests, and it is being controlled by really rich people to support really rich people stuff. That's not only the Israel stuff, but also the abundance stuff. That's what's going on. It's not a mystery.
The interesting thing about that is that James Carville was the one guy who sort of told on that when he said he was at a big Democratic, wealthy Jewish donors to the Democratic Party. I don't know what organization it was. And they would say to him, like, I can't vote for, I can't give money for the Democrats because of the anti-Semitism. And Carville was like, that's all bullshit. They just like the tax cuts.
Yeah.
And it's just a fig leaf. All right, let's read some IMs again. Oh, geez. 242.
You were riffing, dog.
I mean, Cuomo.
Cuomo at the end is like a libertarian on the phone.
Exactly.
Kowalski from Nebraska. Today would have been my dad's 67th birthday. He passed in 2003 at 45 when I was 10. To what I would totally recognize today as a combination of work stress and toxic masculinity that set off a cascading situation of misery, leading to my mom to take painkillers for years just to function through the pain from a car accident in order to work, which ultimately caused her to pass away in 2013 at 53. I know now, as strange as it sounds after my info dump, that if not for privileges afforded to me outside of my control, like race, gender, physicality, timing, and geography, I would have made it to a relative level of success today because of the system privileges people like me. This has instilled in me that these privileges should be basic rights for everyone, so everyone can be free to choose what they want to do with their lives. Everyone should have the right to medical care, shelter, and food because my parents should not have been stressed to death by an economy creating scarcity for the profits of a few. Everyone should have the right peace of mind. We have plenty of resources to go around. Suffering is a political choice. It is 2025. It's beyond time to move past this. Left is best.
Thanks for that, Kowalski.
Yeah.
I think that is a sort of spirit that is not uncommon to farmers. And if farming hadn't been consolidated and monopolized over the past 50 years, you'd see a lot more of that.
Thank you, Kowalski. All right, let's read. I got 10 IMs. Massive madness. 781, I want to call to shout out a progressive primary challenger to Seth Moulton in Massachusetts 6th. We'll put that on the radar. Brian, will you just make a note of that? Not your state rep. Punchable Faces needs to make a comeback based on that Jubilee thing, I bet. It's all down here from here, folks.
The Spencer guy never got caught, just saying.
Moodyopolis. Take a shot every time this fash bozo and surrounded video says, quite frankly, if you want to immediate liver damage.
Yeah. Loser.
John from the Berg. Lifelong Guardians fan here. The extremely racist history of our extremely racist former merchandise caricature was extremely racist. Guards went to the ACLS last year, and even if they didn't, tying the team name into an iconic city architecture is so much better than a disingenuous herald to the horrible discriminatory tale of the first Native American in the league, co-opted to appease the most racist nerds who claim to have quit watching the team years ago. My father, the most devout, kind Catholic I ever had the privilege of knowing, would famously admonish his children, swearing in front of him by saying, "Watch your effing language." I swear that man, I miss that man so much. Bring back that kind of Catholic, not this weird incel freak stuff.
Yeah.
The Massive. Squirrel, DJT. I don't get it.
Oh, about the shouting squirrel to distract from Epstein.
Oh.
I think. Yeah.
Tim Pool's Plunger. I recently read Bob Altemeyer's authoritarian books, and it's crazy how much that 20-year-old book describes so much of Trump's hardcore followers. I tried to get him on before he passed away, and he was actually nervous about coming on.
Oh, really?
But because of this authoritarian turn. He was older.
Prescient.
He said during the 2016 election, you cannot reason with these people. You need to beat them.
Yeah.
I think, broadly speaking, that's the recipe for politics. And to the extent that you engage with them, it is to convince others to join you in beating them.
Mm-hmm.
Cori Bush was right when she wanted to expel representatives after Jan 6. That's what should have happened.
Yeah.
Krusty Gnome. These fascist freaks do this poor man while ICE's media team released a video of ICE officers saying, "We don't profile, we take our jobs very seriously and follow the rules."
And other things we need to say in case the courts get involved.
Christo. Damn, Michael's been gone 5 years now. Rest in power, Michael Brooks. All right, 3 more. Cole from Little Rock. I was teaching a Bible class yesterday and talked about how a text was used to uphold slavery and had a woman look at me dead in the eyes and say, "I don't see a problem with it." When I asked her if she was okay with one person owning another, I was honestly stumped and just stared at her from the pulpit. He's explaining our definition of anti-Israel fairly correctly, but with so much disdain, it's unreal.
Yeah.
Where are you from, I wonder? Because I've been running into...
Cole from Little Rock? Where is he from?
Oh, right. Yeah, well...
My guess would be...
Confederates
Yeah.
is who you're talking
Little
to.
Rock.
Probably people who trace their ancestry back to owning slaves.
Yep.
It's crazy, though, that people will still... will say that in public. That's... it wouldn't surprise me if someone, when the door is shut, says, I think we should have slaves.
I think fewer
Don't
people,
tell anybody I said that.
I think fewer people were saying it in public 10 years ago.
Without doubt.
But we're in a moment of severe contraction.
Regression. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.